Okay, we're here on Capitol Hill with the Democrats for Trump van, which was painted by this man here, Thomas Bolduc. Did I say the name right?
Got that right, thank you.
All right, so you are, tell me your story. You're a lifelong Democrat, and now you're on board with Trump.
Well, excuse me, it's a long story. Yeah, I've been a radical left-wing liberal pretty much my whole life, my whole family too. I never voted for a Republican in my life, sorry. But when I heard Donald was running, I've been following Donald for a long time. I saw a show about him a long time, like 30 years ago. I thought he was a really interesting person, so I kind of followed him over the years. And I felt like I really got to know him, which may sound weird, but I did. And when he said he was running, I had actually given up on this whole mess.
How long ago did you give up?
A few years ago, like 4 years ago. And I'm like,
Did you vote for Obama the first time?
yes. And I said, I'm just so sick of this. It's not going anywhere except down the toilet. It's going down the toilet. I don't even hear it. I didn't watch the news. I didn't have anything to do with it at all. But when Donald was running, I'm like, oh, okay, I'm on board for that.
Right when you heard it, you didn't even hear any policies, just him.
No, I knew him. I knew his character. I just had questions, especially in the beginning because he was saying some pretty radical stuff. But I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to hang with that. I'm going to see where I'm at. And I kept hanging with him, and now he is so. He's such a radical. He really is a radical. He's an independent radical. He's not. He doesn't belong to any party. He should be an independent, really. His thoughts and his policies and what he wants to do for this country are so outside of the box. That's why people think we're crazy and that he's crazy and everything else. But he's not. He's a real American that cares about America. He cares about you and he cares about me. And he's going to turn this country around. And that's why I'm on board with him. I'm not just some zombie, going la la la. I've been following politics for many years. I was involved heavily for a long time. And I researched the issues and I look at the candidates. And so when I looked at Donald and as following him along as he's evolved in this process, it's amazing. It's amazing who he has become and how clear he is about what he wants to do. And I'm like 1,000% on board for Donald.
Was there, you said at first there were some outrageous things that he said, and I agree.
Yeah.
Was there a particular issue that got your attention beyond just the personality? Or, was there particular policies that?
Well, I think the first thing was build a wall and Mexico's going to pay for it. I think that got a lot of people, interested because, what? Because actually I've been following about the illegal immigrants for a long time. Lou Dobbs used to have a show, I think he still does, but he used to have a show and that was a huge issue on his show that he talked about a lot. And I didn't really know that much about it, but I used to watch it, and it was interesting to me, and it was clear there was a lot of problems around that issue. The border, and illegal immigration. There was clearly a lot of problems with that, and I educated myself about that, and I was on board with the people that we got to do something about the border. We got to stop illegal immigration. So when Donald came out with that was it was a leap forward for me in regard to my commitment to him and his candidacy. And then from then on, as he's come forth with more programs, he's going to create a whole new daycare system. Well, not a whole new one, but he's going to change daycare so it's actually affordable for people. So
that was his daughter had a lot to do with that, I think.
Yeah, Ivanka, yes, she did. And just so many programs that he's doing that is exactly what this country needs. It's crystal clear. There's no question about it. I've been saying things that he wants to do. We've been talking about that for years. Like, yeah, we need to do this, we need to do that. Never mind, he just came out with this thing on his last speech about we got to drain the swamp. The swamp in Washington, D.C. He's like, we got to drain the swamp.
It's a great metaphor.
Oh, my God, it was so good. I'm like, yeah, go Donald, because hello, corruption is unbelievable. I had people come from New Zealand like 6 months ago, and we were talking about a lot of different stuff. And at one point, they turned to me, the gentleman, and it was a married couple, he turned to me and said, do you know how corrupt your government is? And I said, yeah, tell me about it. And apparently everybody else in the world knows, but we're blind to it, I guess, apparently here. But I wasn't blind to it. I've known for a long time that there's serious corruption going on there. And Donald wants to clean that up, and he wants to do, as you know, so much for us, for the American people. That's why America first. Hello, can we take care of our own country? Can we take care of us? God bless the rest of the world, and let's help them as much as we can. But our country's falling apart. People are suffering, massively suffering. 46 million people below the poverty line, or whatever that thing is. I don't know exactly what that is. Below the poverty line, is that the right? That, in poverty, serious poverty. Look over here. Donald wants to take everybody, including that gentleman over there, who shouldn't be sleeping on the street. And Donald talks about that. He talks about that's not going to happen anymore. He's going to take care of the veterans. He's going to take care of every single person in this country. That's why I'm bored. I believe him 100%. Because like I said, I feel like I know him well. I've been following him for a long time. Before he had any reason to do anything. He wasn't a politician. He didn't have any reason to be the way he was being. He was just being himself. And so when people say he's a racist and people say he's this, that, and the other thing, it's not true. I know in so many ways. I know in my heart, I know in my mind, I know from the evidence of watching him for 30, however many years. And of course, he says stupid stuff, which is appalling. I'm like, oh, Donald, please, a number of times I've gone, oh, no, don't say that.
Cringeworthy.
Oh, geez, yeah, and the latest one is the most horrific of all. But, we're human beings.
The tape, the 11-year-old tape?
Yes.
Well, that's not the latest. That's 11 years old.
Well, the latest,
Latest revelation.
And what came to me when I heard that was a quote from the scripture, which is, let him without sin cast the first stone. Because there was a lot of stones being thrown, and there was a lot of people that should be looking in the mirror, as far as I'm concerned. Because, I know I'm not perfect, far from it, and neither is any other human being. We're not perfect. Jesus Christ is perfect, not us. And so people are going to make mistakes. It's not a justification. That was pretty horrible. I'm like, oh, geez. And but it doesn't. The point is of what he is a leader. He's a born leader. He's a great leader, and he's great. He loves our country. He loves the people, and he's going to make profound changes that are going to benefit us so greatly that there's no turning back. I'm 1,000%.
Now, you said that he probably should have run as an independent because he's not really doesn't fit into the mold of either party.
Yeah.
Now, do you think strategically it made sense to do it the way he did it, or do you think
I think he did it? Yeah, I think he did it right. I don't think he would have. He probably wouldn't have even got through the primaries. He'd run an independent. I think he knew that he needed to run with one of the major parties, and he's more closely aligned with the with the Republican Party. With the Republican Party ideologically in many ways. But as
they're still fighting him?
Yeah, as one of the Bushes said, I think it was George W.
The son.
They're going to be Republicans with heart. Well, I don't think they totally lived
said compassionate conservative.
Yeah, compassionate conservative.
That was George W. Bush.
I don't think they really lived up to that as much as maybe one could. Donald is that. He actually is a compassionate person. He has compassion. He sees how people are suffering and he wants to stop it.